Going from fatty to no longer natty.
Coach Greg, in today's video, Will Tennyson goes to fat camp. And not just any fat camp. This one is harder than last time. I've already watched the video and we're going to watch so much about Will, including the fact that admittedly is no longer natural. Also, we find out just how shredded he actually is. And so stay tuned, watch the video. So much going on. Can't wait to get into this.
Today, I'm in Arizona, where I'm going to be spending the next 24 hours in America's #1 fat camp. Before a full day of training tomorrow, I have to do some testing so they can make a program and diet specifically tailored to my needs.
And so for $2,700 a week, you can go to camp and they're going to train you practically the entire day. 5 or 6 training sessions in one single day. It's going to get his body analyzed, body fat percentage, estimate how many calories burned, how fit is he. And so it is in fact very detailed.
The biggest test we're going to do is the RMR, and it can be serious. I've had people that find out that they have Hashimoto's, Addison's disease, Graves', just from realizing that they struggle to lose weight.
And so one of the tests involves finding what his resting metabolic rate is. That is the amount of calories he's burning at rest while doing absolutely nothing. Literally laying there in a bed doing nothing. That is known as your BMR. And so Will finds out his resting metabolic rate is 2800. Absolutely mind-blowing. The average person, his height and weight, muscle mass, and so on, would be under 2,000. And so Will Tennyson, based on this, has an extremely fast and gifted metabolism. And you're saying, no, he doesn't have elite level genetics. You kidding me? And so I don't know how accurate it is. Obviously, there's margins of error. But based on this, Will can eat 2,800 calories a day without doing nothing. And then add to that everything else. If Will goes for a walk, dances, speaks, laughs, does cardio, lifts weights, all that's added on to the 2,800. And so later in the video, you see by afternoon, he'd already burned off 4,000 additional calories by exercise. And so quite literally, just to maintain his weight on this given day, by the afternoon, he would need to consume 2,800 plus 4,000, 6,800 calories just to maintain his weight. And so no wonder Will is so lean. Clearly gifted metabolism. Oh, Will's not talented, a mid-level physique. Are you kidding me? He's close to 200 pounds, 6 feet tall, almost all muscle, competes in powerlifting, does cardio, wants to be a bodybuilder. But no, he's average.
That's crazy because when I do like my maintenance calories at home, 2,800 flat.
Oh, that's perfect.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah, see that?
And so Will says, but my maintenance calories at home is 2,800. But remember, that's including this cardio, including him lifting weights. And so which is it? It can't be 2,800 at rest and be 2,800 counting his daily activity. And so personally, I think the machine's wrong. I'm not going to bullshit you. I don't think the machine is accurate. He's sitting there in a chair, breathing in and out in a tube. Do you really think that that can accurately assess how many calories you burn at rest during a day? I don't think so. Your day can be up and down. Perhaps his metabolism was fast while he was sitting there because he was recovering. Remember the afterburn or epoch? Perhaps he'd done cardio previously and his metabolism was ramped up at that time. And while they tested him, he had a very fast metabolism. And so it predicted it's 2,800, but what if it's not? And so you think calories in, calories out doesn't work. Your metabolism is 2,800 plus whatever you burn off. Well, what if it's not 2,800? What if it's 1,800? And so you can see, could be off by 1,000. And so please remember, just because a machine predicts that you burn a certain amount of calories or a machine says you're a certain amount of body fat doesn't mean that it's actually true. But at the end of the day, if you're not losing weight, you need to eat fewer calories or burn more of them off. It's always going to be that simple.
Every 30 seconds, we're gonna keep boosting up that incline and boosting up that speed until you just can't go anymore. So when you can't go anymore, you're gonna give me this cutoff sign and then I need 10 more seconds.
And next up, a VO2 max test. If you can get between 8 and 10 minutes, you're an elite level athlete. Will Tennyson does 8 minutes and 12 seconds. And so you can hate me if you want, but Will is clearly gifted genetically.
Is this the hydrostatic?
Hydrostatic body fat.
And that's like the most accurate form of body fat testing, period, right?
The gold standard.
And so you've heard it here first. The hydrostatic weighing test is the golden standard of fat loss. Everyone says it's the DEXA scan, but here we're learning it's hydrostatic underwater weight. What do I say it is? It's the MRI scan. The MRI scan is the only one that's actually accurate to within 1%, aside from perhaps Coach Greg's laser eyes. I know many people doubt me. Oh, I don't believe that you can actually assess body fat. Who do you think is more accurate? I'm going to ask you right now. I want you to write your comment in the comment section. Do you believe that I can more accurately assess Will Tennyson's body fat percentage by looking at him? Or do you think this underwater weighing test or the DEXA scan is more accurate? Which do you think it is? I personally think Will Tennyson probably close to 11% body fat. That's what I say. Based on what I've seen, he has an extremely lean and defined back, not carrying hardly any body fat in his back. But his legs, they're not as shredded. He appears to have more body fat in his legs. And from the front, he's not shredded, but he does appear to be very lean. And so overall, I'm going to say perhaps 11% body fat. Don't believe he's below 11. I certainly don't think he's single-digit body fat. And so very lean. Elite level leanness. No, it's not elite. Yes, it is. Majority of people are above 12% body fat. If you're below 12% body fat, you're probably 2 standard deviations below the mean. So you're very gifted in terms of how much body fat is on your body, and Will is very lean.
9.28% body fat.
9.28% body fat?
Yeah.
And so what were the results? 9.3% body fat, 9.28 to be more specific. And so Will's saying, and he knows this, he knows he's not actually 9.3%. When people see that I'm 9.3%, they're going to say, if Will's 9.3, I'm negative 9.3. And you know what's actually true, and I'm not exaggerating, sometimes body fat percentages do come up as being negative. And we know it's impossible to have a negative body fat percentage. You can't have less body fat than 0. And most people, just in order to survive, they have essential body fat of about 3%. If you get lower than that, you won't actually live. You need a certain amount of fat just to survive, to be able to exist as a human being. And so Will at 9.3%, I do believe that to be a little bit off. I see him more as closer to 11% body fat.
Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Like, look how beautiful this meal is. Surf and turf, VIP, bougie action.
And so in regards to the foods, how you're eating at the fat camp, clearly very delicious and amazing recipes. They're not eating chicken, broccoli, and rice as Will thought they might have. And so if you want to know the secret to losing weight, you need to love the foods that you're eating and be sure they're high in protein, low in calories, and preferably lots of fiber. If you're looking for this, look no further than my freaking cookbook. Save you a lot of money. Costs $2,700 a week to attend this fat camp, and you're doing exercise 5 and 6 times a day. Very, very difficult. Much easier to purchase the cookbook and do your exercise at your own pace. Start with 150 minutes of cardio a week and progressive overload. Become a better butter burner by slowly progressive overloading your cardio to doing it faster than last time. Interested in cookbook? Code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in the description.
Going from fatty to no longer natty. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm hooked up to an IV drip.
And so Will Tennyson going from fatty to no longer natty, and why is that? Well, he's hooked up to an IV drip, and as you know, Jesse James West, as well as myself, have done this. And so, no, we're not natural. Many people are saying, go, Coach Greg, he's no longer natural. I've been no longer natural for over 10 years. This is not a secret. I abused performance-enhancing drugs for 10 years. I've been on HRT, 140 milligrams a week, for close to 4 years now. And so, no, I haven't been natural. I don't claim to be natural. Enough with the Coach Greg is no longer natural. And the reason that this is not considered natural is because it's banned by WADA. You're not actually allowed to use this. You can't inject IV fluids past 50 ml. I don't know exactly what's in his IV bag. Perhaps it's NAD. Perhaps it's IV fluid, liquids. Perhaps there's vitamins, minerals, pre-workout. Don't know. But what I do know is you cannot take IV administration, even if it's from a doctor, from a clinic, and compete in drug-tested sporting competitions. The fact that someone like Will is actually struggling doing these workouts shows that it's not just a fat camp, but a real legit fitness camp. But to me, that is not a good thing. This is not what I want to see. This is reminiscent to The Biggest Loser, trying to help people to lose the greatest amount of weight in the shortest period of time. If you're an average person, a person who is fat and or obese and not in shape, and you do 5 or 6 fitness classes in a single day, you have to walk up a mountain, do cardio classes, lifting weights and so on, you're doing too much. You're hardly going to be able to walk the next day. You're taking on too great of a challenge. You need to start out easy and slowly, over time, progressive overload. Will Tennyson is an elite level athlete. We've proven it. We've seen it in this video. Yet he finds it extremely difficult. He burned over 4,000 calories by the afternoon. He has extreme levels of cardio, 9.3% body fat. He already understands health and fitness more than at least 99% of the population. Yet he goes to a fat camp, finds it extremely difficult. To me, that is not good. They should ease you into it. This is not sustainable. So if you go to these one-day camp and you try this, you're going to be so sore. And once you get out of the camp, you're going to need a break. You're not going to be able to continue this. And so when you start an exercise and diet program, it should be sustainable. You should love it. You should want to do it for the rest of your life. If you can't do 6 training sessions a day, and when you get home and you stop doing it, you're not going to get the continued results.
Hour and a half hike.
About 2 hours.
And so think of it, up at 5 a.m. and they go on a 1.5 to 2 hour hike. Raise your hand if you think that that is easy. Even for Will Tennyson, hiking for 1.5 to 2 hours, going up a mountain, that is hard. And many of these individuals are 50, even 100 plus pounds overweight. And so if it's hard for Will, imagine how difficult it is for everyone else. And so, no, I don't think this is a great idea. I think it's good for some people, but you need to have levels. There's levels to this game. You can't expect everyone to go and do the exact same workout. We're just going to climb up a mountain. Well, for Will, probably can do it. Look at the shape he's in. But for the average person, perhaps he's 300 pounds, not going to be easy.
This is my third week. My third week.
Okay. And how much are you down?
About 15 pounds on the scale and then 18 pounds of fat.
And so his hiking buddy is down 15 pounds in the scale, but 18 pounds of fat in 3 weeks. And so let's do some quick math. It means he's losing close to 1 pound of fat a day. You need to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit to lose 1 pound a day. And so he's eating in over a 3,000 calorie daily deficit, and he states he's also put on 1 pound of muscle a week, all at the same time. I mean, are we in Kuwait at some kind of high performance lab training session? Are these guys actually natural? And so you're going to tell me in 3 weeks he lost 18 pounds of fat and put on 3 pounds of muscle? Really? Is that actually possible? Who can do this? And remember, they're most likely natural. They're not even giving them any caffeine. You can't have caffeine, too much energy, get dehydrated, so that's a no-no. And so me personally, I don't think anyone can lose 18 pounds of fat that quickly and at the same time adding on all that muscle. At least not while being natural.
Currently at the back of the pack right now, it's crazy the pace some of these people are going. Everyone is just extremely motivated right now.
And so think of it, Will, the gifted athlete, is at the back of the pack. He can't even keep up with these people who are at camp because they're fat. It's fat camp. It's to help people to lose weight. Yet Will, an advanced elite level athlete, can't keep up with them going up a mountain.
As you can see, they know how to get down here at fat camp with the pineapple. So we got ourselves an omelet, egg white, of course, with veggies, some ham.
And so meal 2, 8 a.m. after walking for about 2 hours, burning off perhaps 1,500 calories, having an egg white omelet and some fruit. And so lots of protein and some fruit, which is very low in calories. And so no wonder they're all losing so much weight. They're doing so many steps, burning off so many calories, and what they're eating, very low in calories, high in protein. But remember, you don't need to go to fat camp to do this. You can literally get up and go for a walk and eat from my freaking cookbook. Remember, the recipes here are easy to make. You don't need to hire an advanced level chef. I created these recipes and I have no idea what I'm doing in the kitchen. I am not a chef. Do I look like Chef Boyardee Greggy? I am not. But yet, I can make the recipes. And if I can make them, I know for sure you can too. Interested in the cookbook? Code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in the description.
This is the meal plan for today. So there's egg white omelet, salmon salad, turkey bolognese. So I'm on the athlete program, which Eric put me on based off my test.
And so Will Tennyson is on the athlete program, and each meal is 500 calories. Despite the fact that his resting metabolism is 2,800 calories, and he's burning over 4,000 calories by the afternoon, he's only eating 500 calories a day. And so consider this. How customized is this really? He's on the athlete program, which is 500 calories and 42 grams of protein. Are all athletes the same? Will Tennyson's metabolism is 2,800. Baseline. And so why doesn't he get to eat more? Why is it that if me and Will went to the same fat camp, we're eating the exact same meals? Perhaps my metabolism is slower than his. Should he not be allowed to eat more than me? And so to me, does not seem all that customized. Seems slightly customized, but I do think they could do a little bit better. Will Tennyson has 9.3% body fat. Does he really need to be in a 3,000 to 5,000 calorie daily deficit in order to go to this fat camp? I don't think so.
I'm here with my man, Rusty. So how long have you been here now?
This is my third week.
And so compare Will Tennyson to Rusty. Rusty says he probably hasn't done 10,000 steps in the last 8 years, but yet he's doing 10 to 15,000 steps a day. To me, that's perhaps taking on too much. I'd much rather see him progressive overload. Start easy and slowly build yourself up from there. Not too long ago, I did a video on a person who went to one of these camps and they actually died. They were doing so much exercise, so much cardio that they actually passed away from it. So you have to take into account your fitness level. If you're not in shape, you can't suddenly train 5 times a day. Bad enough to do 2 a day workouts. You should start with 1. Perhaps go for a 15-minute walk. It's not about burning 4,000 calories in a single day. It's not about losing 18 pounds of fat in 3 weeks. It's about taking your time, setting realistic goals, realistic expectations, doing the best that you can do. You don't need to go to a fat camp. Watch my videos, get my friggin' cookbook or my free diet and training program, close to 50 pages. It's free. Click the link in the description, enter your first and last name and email address coming straight to you. It's diet and training, and it's free.
I'm already struggling after that hike.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe that.
And so think of it. These two guys are going for a hike up a mountain. Will's saying, I'm struggling after that hike. The guy's like, how are you even serious right now? Really? Of course you can do it. But remember, it's a 2-hour hike. 2 hours of anything, that does in fact sound like a challenge. And to walk up a mountain, and if Will Tennyson has a hard time getting up a mountain, I have a hard time believing that the average person who's morbidly obese, for example, will be able to do the same.
So that was just the flexibility and mobility. It was an hour and 25 minutes. Probably one of the hardest workouts I've ever done.
And so Will has just completed one of the hardest workouts he's ever done, and yet he's only done 2 workouts out of 6. Does that make sense? One of the hardest things you've ever done, and you got to go home and eat and do it again? Really? It's too much. It's reminiscent of Rich Piana's 8-hour arm workout. You're eating, training, 8 hours of craziness. This to me does not make sense.
Is there any Walden Farms in there?
No, not in this. No.
Did you use Walden Farms?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
actually,
okay.
yeah.
And so just so you know, this expensive fat camp, they do in fact use Walden Farms. And so yeah, there are some chemicals in some of the things they're using, but remember this. If you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight, whether there's chemicals, no chemicals, whatever you're using. If you're in a deficit, you're going to lose weight.
I'm so tired, I want to sleep. But we're going back to the hangar for 3 more hours of training.
And so up next, going back to the hangar, 3 more hours of training. You really think Will needs to train for 3 more hours? Do you really think this is a solution to losing weight? Going to a fat camp, working your ass off for 6 hours plus a day? It's too much. You don't need to do this.
The day's halfway done. I think Will's doing fantastic. To be honest, I think he's getting bigger and stronger and faster.
And so the day is halfway done. Remember, he's spending 1 day at a fat camp. He's already bigger, faster, and stronger. I'd argue he's smaller, weaker, and more tired than last time. Halfway through the day, he's done one of the most grueling workouts he's ever done. He's clearly weak. His body is depleted. Do you know what he needs to do now? He needs to rest and recover. He needs to sleep. He was up at 5 a.m. Do you really think that you can just train as hard as you want every single day, 6 times a day, and make gains? It's not how it works. It's called overtraining. Less is more. Doing more is only good to a point. Yeah, if you start an exercise program, 150 minutes of cardio a week. Go at zone 2. Not crazy. But if you start doing 150 minutes of cardio every single day, going harder than last time, and you're always sore, fatigued, you can't recover, can't sleep, you're not going to make those improvements. You might lose weight, clearly, if you're in a deficit, but at what point is too much?
There's 3 stations, 2.5 minutes per station. Goal to burn as much calories as possible for 45 minutes.
And so think of it. Up next, box for 45 minutes and try to burn as many calories as you can. He's already trained harder than last time. He doesn't need to do anything. He should be relaxing. How about we sit together and watch a boxing movie? Think of it. It's so much cardio and Will's not used to it. Will is a gifted athlete. He's been tested. He did the running test over 8 minutes. Elite level cardio. He's not used to this. It's too much cardio. Imagine going to the fat camp and you're just a regular fat person. You really think you could do this?
I think I might actually do my eat and burn 10,000 calorie challenge unintentionally. I failed it twice. Today I actually might do it, but not the eat it. But
And so Will has attempted to eat 10,000, burn 10,000 video twice, never completed. He's saying basically, I think I could do it here. I'm burning off so many calories at this camp, I might have actually been able to complete it.
at this point, we're on to the 5th workout of the day, and I'm just simply going through the motions and trying to make it through to participate and just not let the yellow team down.
And so Will is saying it's the 5th workout of the day. I'm now going through the motions. This is too much. This is an elite level athlete, and he's saying it's too much. But yet, he doesn't want to let his teammates down. And so imagine, you join this, you're placed on a team, and if you don't burn enough calories, what are your teammates going to think? And so there is a lot of pressure to fit in, pressure to belong. And so I do believe that this could be potentially harmful for some individuals. You might have gone to camp trying to lose weight, but really, when you come back, you might feel bad about yourself. What if you can't do it? What if you can't complete it? It was hard for Will Tennyson. He was there for 1 day. Imagine going for an entire week, perhaps an entire month.
All of them working incredibly hard to reach their goals. So if they can do it, why can't you? What are you doing? Work hard.
And so Will says, if you're going for your goals, work hard. I say work harder than last time, but remember, progressive overload to do that. Don't take on too much. Have realistic goals and expectations, and over time, progress towards them. And if you're looking for harder than last time supplements to help, remember, Acti Builder and my favorite, GO2 Max, especially if you're doing lots of cardio, this can help improve your endurance. This is something that would be highly beneficial to anyone, whether you're an advanced level athlete or a couch potato. Everyone can have more endurance than last time. Code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Watch one of the 2 bloops. Of course, the cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Circle Diet book, and the Harder Than Last Time clothing line. Get it all on my website. And until next time, I am out.